Hey, welcome back, my fellow humble investors. This is me, ET, and remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who loves to talk about great companies, and you guys know, I always love talking about Humbl. Now, this week's video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the price action for last week, any news that happened last week, my current position in Humbl, and also the changes that I made when it comes to my Humbl Financial ETX products. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the great news that happened last week. On the 29th of October, Humbl's board of directors and 85% supermajority of the Series B holders approve an amendment to their Series B when it comes to their conversion, the limits, and so forth. And that there is great news. It's not wiping away the Series B, but it is putting limitations on it so that we won't have rapid dilution of the shares. And what I want to do right now is just go over the approved amendment and those restrictions now. All right, here are the restrictions. All right, for the Series B holders with more than 750 shares of the Series B, and remember, one share of a Series B can be converted to 10,000 shares of common stock in Humbl. So those Series B holders can convert no more than 5% of their total holdings in the month of December of this year, 2021, to January of 2022. After January 2022, they can convert no more than 3%. It drops from 5 to 3, starting in February 2022 all the way until May of 2023. That's for the Series B holders, pretty much those angel investors. Now, the co-founders, which represents about 15% of these Series B, can convert no more than 1% per quarter. That's the big, huge difference through December 31st of 2022. And then after that, convert no more than 3%, which is going back to the same rules as up here, 3% from January 2023 until May of 2023. Now, Brian Foote, the CEO, has 44%. He's locked out. We already know he's locked out through the 31st of December 2022. I would imagine, since he is a founder, that after the 31st of December 2022, this is going to kick in, that 3% rule that everyone else is following. But keep this in mind. Co-founders 15%, CEOs 44%. That's 59% of those Series B shares. The other 41% is here. Basically, what Brian Foote has done is he eliminated the chance for a rapid dilution of the stock. Stocks didn't go away, but they're spread out. Dilution is going to happen over time. Between now and May of 2023, that's going to give the company time to continue to grow, improve their top line and their bottom line. As that starts to improve, and especially if we can have rapid growth during this period, the dilution won't have as much of an effect on the price of the stock. The stock price can start to grow. So I think he demonstrated great leadership by doing something like that. So hats off to him. So now let's take a look at the price action for last week, as well as any other news that happened. Humble Nation, boy, I tell you what, the B shares being amended, in my humble opinion, that's just a demonstration of leadership and action. Let's take a look and see what happened also last week. Hey, on the 25th, Humbl announces Nick Carter release of extended play record and NFT collection on blockchain. Now, I went to Humbl NFT gallery. I couldn't find anything on it. I'm just curious to see what type of reaction we get towards this. Nick Carter, was great back in the day, but he's not as popular as he once was. So just curious to see what type of results he's getting from this. Now, on the 25th, this is where Brian Foote announced that he was sending out a memo to all of the B shareholders for the possible amendment and conversion and having limits. And that went out on Monday, the 25th. And then on Friday, the 29th, Humbl announced that the amendment to the preferred B shares was supermajority approved by 85% of those B shareholders agreeing to the limitations, which we've already talked about. Now, also today, which is Saturday, it was the release of the blocks token. And this here is the website if you guys are interested. I couldn't find really anything on this website. Maybe I just missed it. So I kept searching and I ran across this tweet from Antonio the Builder, pretty much saying that if you want to go ahead and buy blocks, you have to use Bittrex. I don't have a Bittrex account. I have a Coinbase Pro. I tried to open up a Bittrex. It was just too complicated. Maybe it's a lot easier now, but I'll wait until blocks comes to Coinbase Pro or Webull before I really look into it. Now let's take a look at the price action for last week. All right, here we go. On Friday, we opened at 65 cents, closed at really 66 cents. Not much movement there. As you can see here, the volume for that day was 3.6 mil and the 10-day average was 4.6. So we were under the 10-day average. And if you notice, the 10-day average has been going down. I remember at one time this was high as 14 million. Now for the week, the 5-day trend line, we actually have an upward trend line. But if you notice some very important spikes here. This here is the spike from Brian Foote sending out that proposal to the B shareholders about amending the B shares. Okay, when that went out, we seen that spike went all the way up to 73. Everything that's coming out now with Humbl, outside of anything dealing from the fundamental side, we're gonna, any type of press release, we're gonna get a spike and then it starts trickling down again, and that's exactly what happened here. And as you see, spiked up to 73, started trickling down. We went under the trend line, and then on Friday, when they announced that the amended B shares was approved, we see that spike towards the close, that half an hour prior to close. That's where that spike came in at. So we know that, you know, anytime there's a press release, a positive news, we're going to see a spike. If it's not dealing with the fundamentals, it's going to start to trickle down. And of course, we know the shorts are out there. On Friday, 53% of the volume was shorts. Humbl is number one for the 50 most searched stocks within the last 72 hours based upon thelion.com. No changes in my swing trade for Humbl. And this is my long-term play for Humbl. And on Monday, I had to pick up some more shares. I said that I would not. I would only use profits from my swing trade. But since my swing trade is not doing anything, I decided, you know what, I'll just pick up a few more. I only picked up 250 more. So that brings my total to 10,500. And as you can see with Humbl, that brought down my cost basis from 149 to 147. And my return on investment overall, based upon the closing price on Friday, is I'm down 55%, not a problem. This here is a summary of my Humbl Financial ETXs. If you notice, I have a lot more than just block 3 and block 5. Today I added, I spent about $700 and I added some more positions to this. I added, as you can see here, I added block 10. I added the block Global Enterprise, $100 in each one of those. And then I added the block oscillators. And if you notice, there's 3 here. And the reason why is because the oscillators represent blocks 3, 5, and 10. And I bought 3, 5, and 10 with the oscillators. Now, the difference between these two, the oscillators and block 3, 5, and 10, block 3, 5, and 10 are going to be, you have a composition
and once it gets out of whack, they'll go ahead and rebalance. Here they're rebalancing. 3, 5, and 10, they're rebalancing. With the oscillators 3, 5, and 10, what they're doing there is they're using their artificial intelligence to buy and sell at given points. Now, overall, my initial investment, my cost basis really is $1,500. This is showing $1,484. That's because of the fees, and the current value is $1,688.41. That gives me a 14% overall return on investment. Prior to me opening up those positions, I would have been about 20-21%, but that's okay. It's going to take some time for these to grow. I understand that. And this here is my monthly performance. It shows my ETX current value, and this is when I started it back in the 29th of April with that $1,000. You see it went down, V-shaped recovery, and now it's just reflective of what's going on in the crypto market.
So there you have it. Humbl stock, I'm down 55%, and in my ETX, I am up 14%. And actually, I would be up a lot more than 14%, but hey, I added more cash to it today, so that kind of diluted the return on investment. But still, return of investment, 14%, you gotta love it. Now, those of you who like this content, keep in mind that I have other videos out there. I have videos on my dividend portfolio. I produce a video once a month to track how my dividends are doing, how much passive income I'm making on a month-to-month basis. I have a video series, a once-a-month video series on my crypto investment, my performance in crypto. I have Coinbase, the exchanges that I use are Coinbase Pro, Webull, and also Robinhood. So go ahead and check that out. And in addition to that, I have another video series on another OTC company that I'm following that I have a lot of conviction in. There's only 2 of them out there that I have high conviction in. Humbl is one, and this other company. And this other company, I'm actually profitable in that company there. So if you guys are interested, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button, and check out my other video. With all that being said, I will see you guys next week on the Humbl Updates.